Lovelies, welcome to my special full moon meditation where we have gate 43 and gate 23 currently activated in your human design chart. I'm Lucy Hyland and welcome to my channel Weaving Human Design, where I blend together creative and embodiment practices so that you can really live this human design experiment in a less cognitive and more embodied way. So if you haven't done one of my creative meditations before, it's really, really simple. It's easy. And what we're going to do is we're going to gather up some very basic art materials. I just have a little marker here and I have a piece of paper, which you can see. We're going to find a lovely, comfortable position in our house, somewhere we can feel kind of cozy and relaxed. Get a drink or a nice hot tea if you want to. And I'll guide you over about 15 minutes into a very simple meditation. I'll show you a few creative exercises that we can engage in, and we can begin connecting in or bringing our mindful attention towards this quite powerful full moon energy. It's an interesting one this month, and it's really about gaining insights that really allow us to begin to focus on what it is that we know and what is true for us, and allow us to let all of the rest just slip away. And with full moons really about letting go, it's a perfect opportunity for you not to know exactly what you're doing or where you're going, but to settle into a space within you that does know, that is aware. And as we tune into this, then we can really begin to navigate our pathway, navigate our way towards purpose, fulfillment, destination. So let's start by getting ready for our meditation and creative exercises. So I have everything nearby so that you don't have to move or go anywhere. So I can guide you through the meditation and then you can go straight into the creative exercise. If you want, pay attention to my guidance and the sound of my voice. If you'd like, pay attention to what I'm actually doing here. But if you just want to align and get into your own creative flow, that's absolutely great. This is not about creating a picture. It's not about creating an image that necessarily looks like something, although that does and can happen. It's really about connection, belonging in our bodies, feeling safe in our bodies, feeling at home with where we're at. So let's start with our meditation. If it feels comfortable to you, close your eyes. If it doesn't, just keep the eyes open with a softened gaze. And as you can see, I'm just arranging my body. It's like I'm just trying to get my body into a place that feels really good. Feel my sit bones comfortable on the seat. Make sure my back, shoulders are right. I'm comfortable. Can let go of any tension that brought me here and just focus into this now, this present moment. So let's come back to our breath. Our breath is the simplest anchor that we have for our meditation practice. It is constant, it is reliable, it is a continuous friend that allows us to connect to the here and the now. So just noticing, breathing in, perhaps the rise of the chest, gentle rise of the shoulders, perhaps cool air through the nostrils or mouth, perhaps the expansion of the chest or belly, whatever it is that feels correct for you. And then noticing the exhale. really gentle release, the letting go of the expansion of the chest into a relaxation, dropping of the shoulders. Perhaps the belly contracts. And just continue navigating this breath in and this breath out. And as you're doing that, I just want you to really focus on a few key points in the body for this guided creative meditation. I'd like you to feel your feet on the ground or wherever your feet are laid. Perhaps a bit of pressure, perhaps tingling in the toes, whatever it feels like for you today. Gathering in the support that's underneath you, that's always there for you. Moving up to the sit bones, another form of support, the seat underneath us, perhaps wriggling our hips slightly or just really forming a connection to the seat underneath us. Moving up to our throat, our neck, our shoulders, perhaps a bit of tension. So bringing the shoulders up to the ears and just releasing that down again. Forming this area, this face and neck area where the throat and Ajna, the two centers in our human design chart, where they sit, just perhaps bringing attention to that. And just relaxing, connecting, feeling comfortable and at home. And now we slowly, gently, without losing any of our attention, we simply gradually open our eyes and we find whatever drawing material we're working with today. So you may have pen, paper, marker, pencil, crayon. I'm going to use the word marker today because that's what I have. And I want you to, first of all, just put your hand on the page. You might have an old newspaper or magazine. You might have a notebook or a single piece of paper. It doesn't matter. Just casting the hands over this, connecting to the page, and then putting the marker down so that you begin to form a connection. Page, marker, thought, feeling, movement, gesture, mark. And to start, we're going to draw a circle. It doesn't have to be perfect. And this is going to be the beginning, the start, the initial idea. And coming back to your breath, I want you to align this next movement between in-breath and out. So I want you to slowly, whatever way you can, draw a journey from one side to the other. And this may be a simple act of breathing in and then creating the mark, or breathing out and finishing the mark. So breathing in, breathing out. Let's repeat this. A journey from one aspect of the circle to the other. And I want you to continue this The mark denoting a breath and a movement from one part of the circle to the other. Your lines may cross over. They may stay the same. They may not touch another line. They might be independent or completely integrated. And this part of the creative meditation is just relaxing and connecting, perhaps the holding of the hand, the movement of the hand or the pen on the page, and just an aimless direction. Just getting familiar with our body, our mind, our movement, our action. And as you become familiar with this, going from one side to the other, this next movement is about beginning to break outside the circle. So you may start outside, or you may simply start on one side and then break out. Let's try this again. Starting inside the circle or outside, moving through what is known and familiar, what you've created, and then moving out through the other side. So again, you may align this to the breath, beginning with the in-breath, moving through, and then beginning on the exhale, following out through the side. And continuing this in a way that feels comfortable, in a way that feels good. Remember, we're not aiming for discomfort or anything that doesn't feel good. Really play around with what feels good for you. Perhaps adjust the position of your hand on the pen. Perhaps alter your page so that it's more comfortably placed. Or orienting towards what is feeling good. Now we're working with the energy in this full moon, which really is about the earth and the moon in gate 43, which is about clarifying an insight, maybe getting a sudden realization, perhaps something that's been holding you back, perhaps baggage that you've been clinging to, a story or a situation that you no longer need. The energy of the sun in 23 is about having the realization that certain things are no longer serving us, no longer needed, and it's time for things to split apart. In the splitting apart is the realization that some things are correct for you, here for you, necessary for you, and some things simply aren't. Boy, do we know that discomfort that comes with the realization that something needs to change. We will do anything we can to hold on, anything we can to keep things familiar and known, irrespective of how positive or how necessary those things are. And so this full moon is about breaking free from that. And in this image, you see that we're breaking the boundaries of what's known, what's familiar, and we're entering out into the unknown. We've got all of these potential directions and possibilities, and we don't have to know exactly where we're going to begin. We don't need that. There may be hints, there may be suggestions, there may be a point inside that is clear, but that doesn't have to be fully realized for you to begin to start letting go. It can start with small actions. It can start with small gestures, just as we're beginning to do in this creative meditation. So as we begin to connect into these energies, perhaps continue creating these lines that expand into the unknown, or perhaps begin filling in these little internal spaces that might be suggesting a possible pathway. One of the beautiful things about creativity and about the creative meditations that I engage in is that you don't have to know exactly where you're going. We put so much pressure on ourselves to know, and we're in the Ajna center and we're moving to the throat. So we feel desperate to declare to the world, this is where I'm going. This is where I'm at. It's not necessary all the time. Creativity gives us an opportunity to play with what the path might look like, what it might feel like. And here I'm creating a visual path to, I don't know where, I don't know what, but through this creative exercise, I'm beginning to form the action of that movement. And that is where we start. That is a beautiful place to begin. So in your own time, finishing up, asking ourselves the simple question as we put down our pen and look at our piece of paper. What do I see? I'm beginning to see the start of a pathway for me, the start of letting go, the start of something new, a potential, an unknown insight or thought that may lead to somewhere new. So thank you for sharing this practice with me today. I hope you get to bask in the glory of this full moon meditation. And if you're interested in how you can connect to the energies in your human design in a more creative, more embodied way, check out some of the information I post below. Thank you, and take good care.